All right, so we're going to try this again. This is target 61849027. I'm gonna take a look and see if we can see anything new. 539. Alright. I keep having technical glitches, so I gotta keep doing this and getting rid of it. I can't remember any of the data of the previous view, so we're gonna do an ideogram and we're gonna take a look and see if I see anything new or different. I think what I'm gonna do is get me some good music here. I'm looking for music real quick that I can kinda, there we go. This is Dope Lemon, and they're actually pretty good. And then the one below that is Man of No Ego. I really like that. Really trying to get there. Really trying to get the person who wrote the music to let me use it uh, for what I do here. Play it on for background music. So we'll see. Let's 6184. That's funny. I keep getting this motion. Not quite sure what it is. It's like a weave or roll. I have a building, road, window, brick, step, car, radio. So I got a structure, signal. God damn it. It's funny when work calls, I gotta jump on it. So I'm a I'm a small contractor and I do small jobs, but I tell you what, it is kind of funny. So on my ideograms, I have these rolls. I don't understand what this rhythmic texture is. Is this like a sound wave? Is this like a seam, a hem? Is this like a something frilly? I don't know what these rolls are. I have I have several interesting things here. So this is like a interrupted view. Okay, so I have a view of something, like a partial view of something. I'm not quite sure what it is, but it's off in the distance. But it's important enough that the interrupted view is this ideogram is brought to the forefront. I have I have not only a mountainous area, so it's mountains or hills, mountains or hills. I have steep on one side, and shallow on the other. Meaning it doesn't it one side is steep, the other side is a shallow pitch. I have um, there's something that stands in the forefront of these mountains, so there's like something in front of. So I don't know if the mountains in front of I don't know if the mountains are important or the thing that stands in front of the mountains is important. But the other thing is there's something behind the mountains. So uh, it's like in between or part of the mountain. How about behind and in between? So let's say we have an orb type UFO, and then it's going in between two mountains. So it would be low enough on the horizon that a tall mountain it would just like fly between. So you can see the mountain behind it, you can see the mountain in front of it, you can see the UFO go in between the two. So it'd be kind of cool if it was like a an event where something's passing in between something else and it can be seen. Um, this is kind of a cool UFO. So it's got kind of like a almost two meanings. So I have here's the first part where it it travels to and then it transitions. So transitions. So I don't know if this is anything to do with this 6184. I don't know if it's I don't know if we're looking at an object in the distance, if we're looking at something up close. I get this blocked feel. It's kind of like this. This is not when you look at this. It is hidden. Part of it's well, part of it's hidden. And that's why the whole UFO thing is, well, between that and the fact I was talking about somebody about that earlier, but it's got this feel that part of it's hidden or is hides. The vibration thing's really interesting because it I can't tell if this is an actual visible effect, like again, like looking at something with loops in it, or if this is an audible effect where you have tones and shifts, or if this is, let's see, there's visual, audio, or something that you feel, where you can literally feel these sounds. Not so much hear them, but just feel them. All right, so those are my ideograms. Part of it's hidden, and I have that block feel. So it's like it's visible and then it's blocked. What else do I got? So this is a building, and this building has a road in front of it, car nearby, but to me it feels like an old British building. So we're gonna go with so the building feels fairly old, British, or maybe European. And I don't know why it feels European. I mean, it just has a it just has an old feel to it that has a lot of history, I guess. Um, I don't know if the British have mountain ranges where you would have the ability to hide things like that. Because my visual on this, where it's going in between, is a fairly steep, tall uh, hill, and there's another steep, tall hill behind it. And I know that, if you're traveling around, I just don't know if the British countryside would cut it. But I mean, just because it feels British doesn't mean it is in Britain. And that would be the other thing. I mean, what's the location of the target? What is the target? Um, target. So, so it's got kind of like a thunderstorm feel. So whatever this rounded object is has a prickly sensation that has has a very peculiar feel. Um, the the target feels So it feels like it's closed up. It feels like it's not open where there's no ports or windows or anything on it. So I mean, it's not a house. It's more like a tank that you would see on the back of a truck. So I gotta push. Why do I gotta push? So it's gonna be interesting. I mean, every time I'm trying to push against this to see what's inside, I get a push or a pushback, I should say, to where something's literally pushing me back, and it's fairly energetic. So I guess I guess the question comes down to is like, what am I looking at? Am I looking at an event? Is this an event, an actual set of data? I mean, is this something that is verifiable? Hmm. Target data. That'd be funny if it was a UFO. All right. So I'm gonna see if I can get somebody else to join me on this and actually add a little data to this. All I've got is the real basics. I don't have a firm grip or grasp on what this is. Um, 61849027. What would I? What am I missing? The whole energetic thing though is pretty strong. I it literally feels like I'm have that thunderstorm feel or that energetic feel. Um, Smooth, cold, and prickly are not an exaggeration. It is kind of crazy that it feels like I'm highly charged. Um, I can't see anything. I guess what I could do is look around the target. So let's look around the target. And I want to look at the target, not the look. I guess the location would work too, but I'd like to look at the target and what's around this target. Uh, see if I can draw a picture here. So this is what I mean by hidden field. So I have something that goes behind. So here's two mountain peaks, and you have something going behind. But I have this like plains here. I have a brick building. See, the brick building doesn't belong in this area. It belongs. Well, here's the plains. Here's the brick building. They just don't go together. It's like, is this brick building? This is just a window. Okay. Door. Got another building. So this almost looks like a city center or like a maybe a city street. And you've got a building with a window on one side and another building with a door right there in the corner. But I don't think they're the same place. And I don't know if this stream's important or if this is just my imagination. But again, this goes off into the distance, and you have small and medium boulders over here, and then it gets more and more rocky as you go up. So, I mean, not a lot of trees toward the top. This is some kind of like retail store. There's like small items in the window. It's like a very old building. Small, unusual products. All right. I'm trying to see in this area here, is there like, I mean, is it wide open nothing? Is there cars there? And I'm wondering if this is like Alaska or someplace that you fly into and fly out of, because it feels very barren. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of actual neighborhoods or anything with a lot of people. Just yeah, I'm not getting anything exciting or new. The This is a pretty good visual though of what I see. The something low going in, and then the two buildings. So these are the two things that I have a fairly good visual on. I don't know if they're actually part of the target or if this is even the target. It would be interesting. I'm going to have to see if any of this is actually part of the target. So, all right, I think I'm going to call it. Um, and when I talk to you next time, I'll see if any of this looks good. And I can focus, or I could just focus in on what you'd like me to focus in on. So, cool, cool. All right. I will catch you when I catch you. All right. You have a good evening.